All right, hey guys, welcome to, oh, Toby, don't knock it over. He's right there. Toby! Anyways, yes, Toby, what are you doing? All right, hey guys, welcome to another reading vlog. This is going to be a 24-hour read-a-thon vlog. It is currently the 30th? Yeah, the 30th Monday, and I decided to do a 24-hour reading vlog so I can finish up some books before the end of the year. I thought I was going to be able to have a lot more time reading last week when I went on my cruise, which that vlog will be up soon, but I didn't really read them much. I think I read a total like 90 pages, which isn't that much, but that's okay. So there are a few books that I'm like in the middle of, and I'm really hoping to get through them, finish them before tomorrow within this 24 hours so I can be done with them. So let's go ahead. I'm going to show you guys the books and let's get started. Okay, so the very first book I'm hoping to finish is Ninth House by Leigh Bardugo. This is the book that I actually was reading over my Christmas cruise travel vlog thing. I thought I would finish it before and read Red, Whites, and Royal Blue, but that just did not happen. So I'm on this book. I'm really close to the end. I'm on page 330, and there are like 450 pages or so. So that's like a little bit over 100 pages. This is definitely the first book I'm going to try to finish this read-a-thon. Hopefully it won't take me too long. I'm really liking it so far. I think most of you guys know what this is about. It follows a girl who can see ghosts, and she's hired by Yale to kind of oversee these secret societies, and it's really dark, and I personally am really enjoying it. But yeah, so there's that one. And then the other book that I can't believe I haven't finished yet, because if you watch my videos, you know I was super excited about this book, and that's In the Dream House by Carmen Maria Machado. This is a memoir nonfiction following the author's experience being in a same-sex abusive relationship. I was freaking loving this book. I got about halfway through and I just put it down to read other books. I was really loving it. I love her writing. It was really interesting. It was getting really sad and kind of heartbreaking, but this is the other book that I'm hoping to finish. So these two are my main goals. I think I can do it because these are short little vignettes that she has here telling their story. So I think I could definitely, like, some of them are really short, do this one. So that's the second one. And then if I somehow manage to finish these two books, I do have this one here, which is The Dreamers by Karen Thompson Walker. This is another example of a book that I was enjoying, but I put it down and I just never picked it up again. I didn't put it down because I wasn't liking it. I was enjoying it. I just put it down and never picked it back up. I don't know why I do this to myself. But this one I was so close to finishing. I also always do this. I always get really far in the books and I don't complete them. So I'm on page like 200 of this one, and there are about 300 pages. So 100 more pages of this. How many more pages of this one? I didn't say. This one, I'm on page 128, and there are 247. Okay, so a little bit over 100 pages. So like 400 pages ish of these three books that maybe I can do. Hopefully this will be a successful reading vlog. I do have a few other things that I need to do this 24 hours. I don't have like literally 24 hours to just read. I need to like finish laundry because I just got back, but I'm also next month am not living here. I'm living in a different city for my OB-GYN rotation because I have to work at a different hospital in a different city. So I got to pack all that stuff. I have like a lot to do before I leave, but I also want to read. Yeah, I hope you guys are ready for this reading vlog. I'm excited. I feel like I haven't done a vlog where I like truly read a lot in a while, so this should be good. All right, so the first book we're going to start off with is Ninth House. It's about noon right now, so this will go until noon tomorrow. And let's see how much I can get done. All right, hey guys, so it's about 1 o'clock now, and I only read like 24 pages of this. I did not read for the entire hour. I don't know, it's taking me a minute to like get back into reading. So I like did some laundry. Yeah, but I also had to go back because I apparently finished like halfway in the chapter, and I had to go back and start at the beginning of the chapter and read it all over up until then. But yeah, I did that. Yeah, first I'm going to fold that load of laundry that I got out, put another load in, and then I will sit and read until 2 o'clock and update you guys on that. Right now in the book, we are just, obviously I can't say too much because I don't want to spoil, but the main character Alex is still like trying to figure out the mystery because a girl was murdered and she's trying to figure it out. She thinks it's involved, the societies, like the secret societies are somehow involved, and so we're getting more and more into it. All right, so it's 3 o'clock. I read a bit more of Ninth House. I still haven't hit the 400 mark yet. Oops, I did eat lunch, so that took a bit of some of my time away from my hour of reading, but I'm on page like 375 now. And something crazy just happened. I'm kind of a little mad about it. I can't say what it is because it's a big spoiler, but yeah, I'm hoping that like something else is gonna happen to make up for it. But the next hour, well, I think I'm gonna take like a little break, and I'm starting to feel a little tired, but I don't want to drink any coffee because then I'll be up late. So I think I'm just gonna like relax just a second or take a nap or something. I don't know why I'm reading so slow. It's really annoying, but it's okay. Even if we get it done slowly, I'm finishing this book today for sure. Like, it's only 3 o'clock, so I still have plenty of time. Guys, it's 5 o'clock. I finally passed the 400 page mark. I'm on page 418, I think. I'm on chapter 30. So I'm so close to being done. What do I have, 20 more pages? So that's exciting, but I'm getting hungry and I need to go drop off some things in the post office. Not the post office, but like the drop box, like for the post office. I have to drop some things because I sold some things on the Mercury, so I want to do that. And then I'm going to order some sushi, I think, pick that up, and then come back, eat, and then we can finish Ninth House. I'm super excited. We just found, I think we found out the murderer, I think, but I don't know, there could be another plot twist coming in the last 20 pages. Anyways, so that is the plan for now. So I actually got a poke bowl instead of sushi. Decided to try it. It doesn't look like super appetizing, but I think it's gonna be good. I got salmon and yellowtail. Okay guys, 7 o'clock and I did it. I finished Ninth House. I'm not quite sure my rating yet, but I did like it. The ending felt like a little flat for me. You get that whole like the villain sits there and explains everything to you speech, and I don't really care for that. But the very ending where you find out what's gonna happen in the second book, I am looking forward to that. I'm gonna have to think a little bit more about this book because I really liked it, but overall I thought it was pretty interesting. I liked the magic system. It's really unique. I could see why people don't like it. I definitely feel like it's a style of storytelling where like you're either gonna like it or you don't. I don't even know how to explain it. There is a lot of world building, so she explains a lot of stuff, but I feel like she has to explain it in the way she did because there's all these different houses and they do different magic systems, and it's done in different ways, so she has to explain it somehow. But I was like really interested in it all, and it's very like academic, and like there's like one thing in this house where she takes a book out of the library, like writes down what she wants to look for, puts the book back in, and then the library opens, and then you walk into this even bigger library, and all the books or like newspapers or anything that you need based on what subject you're trying to do research on like comes up. It's stuff like that, and it's just so cool. And I like the ghost element in this, and I really liked Darlington, he's a character in here that I really liked. He was really interesting, but you get like this much of him and I did not like that. The main character, Alex, like she was interesting, but I didn't like really connect with her, but that didn't really take away from the book. Like I still found her interesting and everything that happened to her was like crazy. But even though I didn't connect with her, it was one of those where I didn't truly like connect with her, but I still liked reading from her perspective anyway. So I don't know, I have to think. It's not a 5-star book. I don't know, I'm thinking it's just a 4-star. But yeah, I really liked it a lot. Actually, I'm surprised. I just didn't care for the very ending, I have to say. But yeah, so yay, we're done with one book. Woo! So it's only 7 o'clock, so I think I'm going to take a break, and maybe around 8 o'clock I will start reading some of In the Dream House, and maybe try to get like read half of what I have left, so then tomorrow I can read the last half, and that way I'll definitely get that done, and then we can try maybe reading a bit of Dreamer. I'm not sure, but I'm glad I finally finished Ninth House. Hey guys, it is a little past 9 o'clock and I read my half of In the Dream House. Oh, there's a Toby hair on the camera lens. But yeah, I read my half of In the Dream House, so I'm on page like 185. So I'm going to make a snack with some popcorn and take a break, and I may read a little bit more. I think I will, since it is a read-a-thon. Gotta force myself to read, but I think I'm going to take a break from In the Dream House and try picking up The Dreamers and maybe read for like 1 more hour, because I am getting really tired, and then go to bed. And if I'm not feeling The Dreamers, then I'll go back to In the Dream House and read a bit more of that. So that's the plan. I'm going to do both. I'll talk to you guys and make my popcorn. Yeah, my thoughts on In the Dream House is that, of course, I love this book. The writing is incredible. It's really great because not only is she sharing her story, she's also having little bits of pieces from like the media and history, kind of showing the importance of her story, of like how important it is for people to know that abusive relationships also happen in lesbian relationships, and how it's kind of seen in the media. And she also has some pieces like, not teaching, I don't really like that word, but kind of like just giving some insight to people who definitely aren't a part of the LGBTQ plus community. Because I think it's pretty obvious, ooh, that's not too loud, that she knows that a lot of the readers, like me, are heterosexuals and are in heterosexual relationships, and maybe won't quite grasp the importance of what she's doing. I don't know how to quite explain it, but I like that she does that. It's just so interesting and just sad, and I'm loving it. It's definitely, unless like I actually ended right on part 4, split into different parts. Unless somehow the last part 4 is just like completely different, this book is definitely going to be 5 stars. I'm really loving it. All right guys, it's 10 o'clock and I actually did read a bit more of The Dreamers. I only read like 20 pages or so, but I forgot how much I really like it, so that's good. So I'm definitely going to try to finish this, as well as In the Dream House tomorrow. But I am going to go to bed. I'm very tired. Planning to wake up kind of early, well, like normal time, like 7 a.m. and finish reading and like doing everything else I need to do. But yes, so I'm going to call it a night. But I will catch you guys tomorrow so we can finish this 24-hour read-a-thon. It would be so amazing if I could finish these 2 books. Hopefully I can do it. So yeah, I'll catch you guys tomorrow. Alright, good morning guys. It is now 8 a.m. and I drank my first cup of coffee, and now I have my second cup made. And I'm ready to start reading. So we're going to try to finish In the Dream House within the next hour by 9 o'clock. I think I can do it. I think I only have like 50 pages. Oh, there's Toby. Wait, can you see him? There we go. He's sitting down now. You're so cute. But yeah, I have about like 50 or so pages left, so I think I can do it. So let's get it done. Alright guys, so it is a little bit past 9, it's like 9:30, and I finished in the dream house. I did take a break to eat breakfast, but yeah, I finished in the dream house, and I love this book. I give it 5 out of 5 stars, of course. I think this is the only book that I have rated 5 out of 5 stars this year. So there you go. I really enjoyed it. I think I pretty much said everything I need to say about this book. I loved it. I think it's super important. I think the author did everything right. She talked about her experience. She made sure people who need to hear this story hear it. People who aren't in the LGBTQ plus community learn something from it. Like, everyone can gain something from this book, and it was just done so well. It was written so well. I love the different vignettes, the different ways she did it. She had like it's kind of hard to explain, but I think I've said it before. She kind of tells the story in these mini little vignettes, and she has the title like Dream House as Demonic Possession, and she'll kind of give a little something about it. And some of them aren't as clear cut, like you have to kind of figure out how the title and the story kind of go together and what point she's trying to make. But like, one of my favorites was Dream House as Haunted Mansion here. And you can see I have a lot of tabs because there are a lot of amazing lines. She has one that's Dream House as Choose Your Own Adventure. That one was amazing. I definitely, of course, recommend this book to everyone if you're interested in it. I loved it. 5 out of 5 stars, so that's great. Finished that, so 2 books down, yay. I can add to my 2019 reading. Okay, so I think I'm going to take a little break and finish packing really quickly, try to get everything together, and then I'm going to try to read. How many hours do I have? Let's see, 10. So if I start reading at 10, I'll have 2 hours to read some of The Dreamers. I think I only have 100 pages left of this book, so I think I can do it. All right, it's 10 o'clock. I finished packing my clothes. I just have to do my, like, pack all my skincare and toiletries and makeup and stuff, and Toby's stuff. Then I'll be good to go for that. And I updated my Goodreads of my ratings. I did give Ninth House 4 stars, and In the Dream House 5 stars. So now I'm going to try to sit down and read 50 pages of this. All right guys, it's not even noon yet. It is 11:48, and I finished The Dreamers. I did it. I'm not sure what I rate it. Yeah, I don't know. I thinking a 3 star. It wasn't a bad book or anything. It was like, not necessarily beautifully written, but Karen Thompson Walker, that's the author. She is a good writer. But I don't know, the book was just like, it was just okay. It was like nice as you're reading it, but I feel like it's a book that I'm not really going to think about. But you never know. Some books, you know, you don't think you're gonna think about it, and then you put them down and then you find yourself thinking about it. So yeah, I don't know. This book is one of those where you're kind of like, what was the point of the book? It's definitely one of those books where I said it in like a vlog way when I was reading it. I don't even know when, but not that much happens. You're just kind of like going along with these people in a town. I don't think I've said what this book is about. So it's basically about a virus. The virus just goes through the town, and you see how it's affecting different people, their different family dynamics, affecting different relationships, and then it's also just about the human experience. There's a hair on the camera. The human experience. I don't even know. It's just kind of a quiet book, and I normally like those kinds of books. I don't have a problem with like super slow books. I don't need a lot of things happening to enjoy a book, but this one yeah, you do just kind of like float along. And there's nothing like wrong with the book. It's just was a 3-star to me. I think I give it 3 stars. Yeah, so I think that's it. Before I wrap up the vlog, I am going to eat lunch, and then I'm going to come back and then we can talk about all the books I read. I'm so happy. I can't believe I actually did it. And I also want to count all the pages that I read because that's super exciting. I can't believe I finished it even before noon. But yeah. All right, guys, it is a little bit later. It's only about 1 o'clock now. I basically finished packing, but I thought I would come on here and quickly do a little wrap up of this 24-hour read-a-thon. It was a lot of fun. I can't believe I actually finished all 3 of these books. That's amazing. So quick recap. I wrote it down, about 125 pages left of Ninth House, and I finished this. I ended up giving it 4 out of 5 stars. I thought this book was really good, fun, as in like it was entertaining. It was really dark. I like the characters. Yeah, and I definitely am excited for the second book. I think this is going to be an interesting series, especially the second book, like where it ended for the second book. If you read this book, like, don't spoil it. Just tell me if you also think the second book is going to be like kind of crazy. I'm excited about it. So there's that one. And then I had about 120 pages left of In the Dream House by Carmen Maria Machado. This book was incredible, just like I thought it would be. 5 out of 5 stars. Just amazing. I don't even have any other words to say, but I absolutely loved it. Tabbed it up. Freaking love this book. And then lastly, really surprised that I actually managed to also finish The Dreamers by Karen Thompson Walker. I had about 102 pages left of this book, and while I only gave it 3 stars, that doesn't mean it was a bad book. It was really good. I can see why some people would love it. It just, I don't know, like, it's one of those books where when you're reading it, you're enjoying yourself, but then when you put it down, you know, that's like it. You kind of forget about it. That sounds so bad because it was a good book, written really well. The characters were interesting. I don't know, it was just okay to me, for me personally. So total, I read 355 pages in this 24-hour readathon. I'm super happy, so glad I was able to get these in before the new year. So yeah, that is the end of this little readathon. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you guys have an amazing New Year's Eve and have a great New Year's Day. This is going to be a good year. I'm excited. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this little readathon, and I'll catch you guys in my next one. Bye.